I will be moving back down here finally. Yay!
In the red-free zone.
Yeah, so no more drives to Tallahassee and back anymore. But we just wanted to give you guys paperwork if you needed it to get started, and then just go over some of the basics and get everyone pumped up for this year. So I have down here our VIP sponsor and press party will still happen on Thursday night, and we'll be working on that with Fish Lips. I think that was a really nice event to have kick off the rest of the weekend, especially for the sponsors and for the Wyland artists to come out there.
Yeah, they love it.
It's always good if Dan can come out there. So maybe we'll get some other big guys like the glass blower, Dave.
That's Big Wave Dave, and
Big
he's
Wave
in
Dave.
Seattle, and I'd love to have him. We send him an invitation every year.
So we'll work on that, but I have that down as our Thursday night kickoff event. And then Friday we have our registration party, and Carla doesn't come to every meeting, but I'm sure Carla is back on board to lead that up. And you and Alan and Chris and Jim will work on all the seating again. So that worked fine last year with the computer, right?
Yeah, computer good, and having it on the beach.
Printer on the beach, all good.
Helps out a lot.
Were the boards okay?
Yeah, we should have a north-south board this year.
Okay.
North,
Put that on the list.
south.
On each tower. We have
Well,
one on each tower.
You can put it behind the main stage, just have a north and a south, so it separates the people. Everybody
And
comes up.
pro?
Yeah, the pros should be separate too. Everybody
Okay.
comes
Well,
up.
they don't really need to have them in the towers as long as we have 3 different boards behind the main tower.
Have a north one, a little bit north, a little bit south, and pros in the middle.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It keeps the crowd.
Yeah.
Wow. It only took 32 years.
So I left Saturday night blank for now because I wanted to ask our Saturday night director,
What?
how do you feel about Saturday night luau again?
Let's do it again.
Yay! Okay, that's awesome.
Big time.
All right, so I just want to let you know, Charlie, and everyone else, we decided that this year we wouldn't give out any tickets like we did last year. We were giving sponsors tickets last year. Obviously, volunteers are good, but we gave out sponsor tickets last year, so we're going to eliminate that. All sponsors will have to pay for
It's only
Saturday.
$10.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's going to stay at $10.
And you know what? I was looking at that. You want to keep it at $10?
Yeah.
Keep it at
Yeah.
10.
I was thinking about raising it to 15, but 10's
Our
fine.
volunteers, 10
Somebody's
or 5.
putting full weight
You're a
behind it.
volunteers guy. No, we didn't. We all
Yeah.
paid.
Everybody pays.
No, we paid.
Everybody just pays $10.
For what?
$10
For the
is
dinner.
50
bill.
cents.
Oh,
Alright.
the luau, yeah.
I don't think I drank and watched
Yeah, double
It
it.
has to be 10:13.
Okay, and
20
then
bucks for a light fire.
Charlie, you just let us know what we should cap it at this year. I forget what we capped it at last year, but it was a good amount of people. I think
It was somewhere between 360 to 375
Yeah.
units we served within the hour.
right.
That was gone in an hour.
Okay.
We ran out again.
It was 200 the year before, and we ran out. So
Okay.
year before was
yeah, I know. So
messed up.
we can go big, you know.
Who was around for the first silent auction? Like, we
Yeah.
got better at that, right?
Yeah, the food was gone in
When
minutes.
was the first silent auction?
Do you guys remember?
I don't remember, but I was probably there.
It's like one of those things we start and it just
Oh, okay, I was there.
gets better and better each year. Like, look at us now.
So in 30 years, we'll have it down.
I look forward to it.
No, it was fabulous. We owe Charlie a big thank you for that. That was
Big
all
time.
It was
Charlie's
awesome.
doing.
Unreal job, Charlie.
And not only did he do that, but all the setting up that week, it's a lot. So thank you. I love that we can keep this tradition going because it's a lot of fun and it does make us a lot of money. So.
The only
And
thing
we'd like to
I'd
thank
like to
Bobby
do
again
is,
for saving our butts with the car.
Get a small sound stage we can set up right over there by where we do the food, and then instead of them being at this height doing the luau where everybody's looking up their skirts,
Right.
they can whatever.
You want the
whatever-
dancers
whatever
to be
floats your
lower?
boat. If you can look right at them dancing, we'll just get like a 1 foot high
Okay.
sound stage or something.
Okay. You
Well,
thought it was
they'd
too
have
high.
2 feet. It's the smallest you can get, but we'd have to have, well, we never use it except for when
We're
we're,
put it in front and then pull it.
we could still
And
put
we
it
could
up
use
front.
it for the awards too.
Well, we
for the
could, except for
amateur.
crawling. If you've ever set up a 2-foot scaffolding, it's not fun. Because somebody's got to crawl under there
Yeah.
and tighten the bolts. And Mike's going.
Well, that's you.
I bet I can get Parker events to do a little stage.
We know.
The 6-year-olds out there.
Midget.com.
We'll
We'll
definitely
work
talk
on it.
about
We'll work
that.
on
Yeah.
The 6-year-olds out there.
I will do it now, but I do it around this time every year, and it doesn't really make any sense. They've just told me that is kind of the program they're not doing anymore. So.
Well, and we will be in touch with the sheriff because we're straightening out the little deal where the reason we don't get the Poke Boys is they think that we're making money on this. And remember the problem we had with
Right. It was kind of just the fact that we were grandfathered into something that they stopped, and they don't want to do that anymore.
But the other reason was they said that it's not the volunteers putting together; it's that it's a paid deal, that we make money from it, and we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we're up against
I
this
will
year.
actually.
They
I'll reach
also
out to
said that
them.
they were having too much lax time, or like.
They work.
I'll reach
Oh,
out to them
yeah, I'm sure they
tomorrow,
do.
actually,
Yeah.
and we'll see. But I can't guarantee it will be a yes.
All those last 2
That was
years,
the
remember,
disconnect. They
it
stopped
worked out
sending
great.
people to help
I mean,
because
with
they
the
thought we were making
volunteers.
money.
Yeah.
It was
That
something
was the
like
disconnect?
like they could only do things with like the Humane Society. Since this was a fundraiser, they didn't want to send someone to help. It was very weird rules, and it just seemed like they didn't want to be a part of it.
Typical human
Okay,
condition. We'll help animals.
They were saying that they were drinking and how much they weren't.
That was it. That was it.
I'm one of the younger guys.
Yeah, it was something like they were saying the prisoners were drinking or something.
Yeah, but they were saying also that somebody else was giving them money for the prisoners. And it was like, oh, we don't want to give it to you because you're making money off this, but somebody's going to pay us. Oh, yeah, that's okay.
How could they get away with drinking if somebody's watching them, like the supervisor or whoever.
Well, they claim that there was people like putting packs of cigarettes in the porta potties and things like that,
Passing them other stuff.
and that
too.
girls were going in there that
So
were
thank you,
their
Charlie. Sorry
girlfriends
that
or
I
whatever.
I'm so excited about that. And I think, it's going to be even bigger and better. We'll see if Dalton wants to do some movies again. I thought that was
Exactly.
okay, very cool. Thank you. All right. And then Sunday, we have already signed back on with the Radisson. I hope everyone was okay with that. I thought the Radisson was beautiful. We've tried to have a couple meetings. Kim and I have met, and we're working on getting the girls together.
Well, they've all at least signed on.
They've all at least signed up.
And as long as they sign on, I don't care if they come to me.
Julie,
Yeah, she's good.
we're good on Sunday then.
We just got to refresh her on the date.
Any comments on Sunday night last year that you would like to
If she
improve?
has the banner made this year.
No,
Everyone-
everything has to be clear between Joanna and I on the banner business.
So any concerns or comments on last year's Taste of Brevard, or was everyone happy with the way it turned out?
It was great.
Yeah.
I think the vendors all showed up with a little bit more food than they did the year before, so
Yeah.
everybody got to taste some.
And the AC got a little colder this year.
It was still warm in there.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Always.
There's nothing we can really do about the amount of people making it warm, but 2 years ago it got hot, so I felt a lot better about that. All right, so we did bring our contribution forms. Now is the time to start soliciting. We've got only like 3.5 months. It's crazy. So please take up some contribution forms. Kim, you always do a good job bringing stuff in. I know it's early, but
Now's the time.
now's the time to start. We're going to be sending these out this week, just mailing them out to our list, but it never hurts to start hitting up some of your local spots. If you go out for dinner, bring them in early this year. It's coming up. And
I have something along that lines that I can bring up real quick. One is I'm going to catch up with Steve Miller, and I'm going to shadow him, and I'm going to see how he spiels.
Because
You
he's
know, because
awesome.
Well, he's such
I
a
can
sensitive
sell,
guy.
but I want to
He
see how
really
he
comes
does it,
across
and maybe
well.
put some of his
right. Steve
techniques
does
in,
an amazing
and
job.
I'd like to start. What I'd really like to try and do is, I don't see very many Cocoa Village vendors,
That's true. We don't get
Yeah.
any cocoa beans.
But they
and
don't
Cocoa
make
Village
it
is blowing up right now.
Well, the other thing now,
Going through a
Kim,
medical-
tell them where we're going to be next year with the Corvette rally.
Well, next year we're gonna be at the Avenues for the Corvette Rally, but the Cocoa Village donated a ton of stuff to their
Yeah.
thing. I even was selling purses with a slot that put your handbag in. I told you. No, people didn't buy them. But I didn't even know they had such a thing. But they really, you know, and the restaurants over there, so
Right.
they just literally walked from one place to the next and got it.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of amazing because Kevin and Mike and I went to the chowder cook-off and we got there a little late, so there wasn't much chowder. But we ended up, I think we got 200 sponsors. And this will show you how much running around Julie does, is most of the people are already signed up as sponsors, or they had been approached. And we were kind of stunned. We just wanted to go in there and get 20 things of chowder and the squeegee on our forehead from the butter. And so we're looking pretty good as far as approaching people to be at the, you know, as far as food vending. But
Okay.
when you're looking at this poster, these are kind of our diehard sponsors, but don't be afraid to approach any of the ones in here because we've included them on, but we have not inked a lot of them in yet. So when you get these, and you look on the bottom there, if you want to touch base with Savannah and I, we will let you know which ones, like Jabadoo, that's of course our jerseys.
There's already a brand new one on there, Interstate Batteries. They're a brand new $1,000 division sponsor. So it's all those, like, remember Ohana Jays did 2 divisions last year. I want to get Hydro Flasks back. They were really cool.
Oh yeah, that's real cool.
Plus their company is a lot bigger.
They were a lot. All the pro
They're huge.
surfers, if you watch the WSL, they're all like showing their Hydro Flasks. So
Didn't we have Walmart at that time?
We had Walmart with Peggy Corley
and that
and also with Jeff, who took our photographs. We worked with Chris.
Jeff always gets us a donation because Walmart donates money for volunteer time.
I don't think Jeff's working for him anymore, though.
No, he works for Sears now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it was part of the employee funds, but Peggy Corley came in as a cash big sponsor.
Right.
I mean, Walmart, they were in that years and years ago in that 10 grand area.
Well, we're still working on all of our past sponsors and major sponsors, but we left some sponsorship proposals out there.
The sponsorship.
Yes.
What's the minimum that it
Still got
would
the
be
banks.
to have that name?
$500 is what we like to say. $500 cash to have your name on the poster. But $1,000 is the sponsorship we're trying to sell because that buys you one of the surf divisions. So, you know, we have like the girls, the men's longboard, the boys, the polywogs.
Yeah.
Polywogs are back on board.
I think they're pretty well
But
covered.
$1,000 gets your name on that division, on the trophy, on the beach, on everything we print. So those are the sponsorships we really want to sell. $1,000 for one, $2,500 for two, plus a tent on the beach.
Yeah, I remember years ago when we didn't used to do this, but we had the 100 grand sponsors, we had the 150 grand sponsors. We didn't have to worry about that. Then, years ago,
I don't
we
remember
said,
that.
hey, well, Stubbies and, I mean,
Yeah, they do.
I mean, our swimwear sponsor alone in 1 year was 35,000. So, those days are gone. So, years ago, we figured, well, you know, let's do divisions. And that kind of saved us raising some additional money if it was found money.
Yeah.
And it worked out
Like
really
Interstate
great.
Batteries, I don't know what they have to do with surfing, but their daughter surfs in the contest and they want to sponsor her division.
It's advertising.
Craig Technologies did it. It's advertising.
Yeah.
Especially for, you know, people that know us in Cocoa
Yeah.
Beach. So,
Do you
so
have
on
Craig
that,
on board this year?
Who?
Do you have Craig Tech on board this
we
year?
have not been able to get Craig Tech on
Because
board
they're
for the last
tightening their
2
belt.
years.
Not in a
They're tightening
while.
their belts.
Oh, they tightened their belt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But their daughter used to surf in it, and they used to do her division for like 3 years, and they stopped. So that's why you always kind of, if you lose one, you gotta just find another one. Ohana J was
Yeah.
the last
Right.
year.
What about Coca-Cola? Didn't you used to have Coca-Cola on board?
Coca-Cola used to be 10 grand. Pepsi's we were
We're
working
going
on
after Pepsi.
in here, but none of the, you know, we'll take a cash sponsor, and again, we'll work with Rick at the pier there because all we've been getting is like waters and things from even Pepsi. And before Ramzan's, Coca-Cola was our men's pro sponsor for years. Then everything started drying up a little bit, but we kind of need to research that drink area.
Right.
Pepsi,
And bring the card out there and have volunteers.
yeah,
the
and that should be a
big
cash sponsor in the last 2 years. It hasn't been, but we'll take what we can get because Westgate has been so good
I
to
think
us.
Coke's on the upswing. because we just signed them as customers
Yeah,
for Cocoa, Daytona, and Gainesville.
the one reason we have to go with Pepsi is because that's what's sold at the Westgate Resorts.
Yeah.
And they're really,
Kinda locked in
not
there.
only are they good to us at the pier,
Don't
but
need
the
to explain
Westgate
it to me, I get
Foundation.
it.
So on
Orlando
that,
is
we
great.
have also pretty much signed back on Land Shark and Bud Light, right?
Yeah, no, they're in, according to Rick, we just have to send them the paperwork.
Okay.
We went over that about a month ago.
I can do that like tomorrow.
Yeah, Rex and I talked about that because we thought it'd be nice if we actually went down there and talked to Ron and gave him the paperwork.
Okay.
Not just one phone call from Rick, but we are getting the 10 grand check.
Okay, so we've got our beer sponsors. Beer will be the same. It's so much easier for us. We make money and we don't have to worry about buying a liquor license. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did all the math after what we sold, what we made, cost of liquor license, we made about $1,500. So now we're just getting 10 grand. The beer sells it all. Exactly.
Always said it.
So we're working on all of those sponsors, but like I said, we're losing some. So the new ones, the new companies, the new people in town, if they want their name out there.
Yeah, anybody who has any line on the bigger beverage companies or anything, the bottom line is 10 grand to be a beverage sponsor. And we need to have them being sold at the pier because, of course, they're, our relationship with the pier and Westgate and everything, we want to continue because it keeps going up and up and up and up. And besides, we like the office.
If Coke wanted to give you 50 cases of water, you wouldn't turn that down, right?
Yeah. It has to be because the only reason we're hoping for better things out of Pepsi is because we received that at one time. And we don't want to conflict at all with Westgate, period. But, we have other companies donating water and everything like that. It's just that, if we're going to have a beverage sponsor, we want to have a cash sponsor plus product.
Great.
I hate saying, oh, no, we don't like doing
No,
that.
that's why I'm asking.
Somebody
I'm
had to
trying
go
to
get those
foster a relationship there where I
a couple
can
years
ask
ago.
them stuff like that.
So we are doing really well on our marketing though. If you remember, we got signed on as a signature event with the TDC, and we've received our budget. It's about $23,000. Facebook and billboards, newspaper print. We're working with the production company. We'll have commercials out the week before the event. We have enough in our budget for that.
Yeah.
So everything's good with marketing and iHeart also. They're going to pay for all the iHeart radio stuff again for us. So iHeart just actually gave us 15 grand in marketing for the Orlando Kidney Walk. So we're gonna really use them, get them out here again. It was cool having those guys on the beach.
Yeah, and if we can get them out and have a
We
sponsor
had Taco
underwriting.
Bob out there.
It's Jack Bradshaw. Naomi's wife used to be one of our musicians who played. We've known Jack way before Clear Channel. He was one of the guys that we grew up with years ago when we had 7 Mary 3 and Smile, when we'd have over 100,000 people attending the event. So, we'll keep plugging away at it.
We did get kind of a bomb dropped on us, not in a bad way, because I think these guys need a break, but Sea Spray Glass, they're going to take a little vacation this year, and I'm not going to drive them crazy with the trophies. So
Yeah.
we are going to have to come up with a backup plan, and it's not going to be as nice and convenient as them, because they're awesome, but if anyone has any ideas on trophies, we have one lead right now, which is our girl in Orlando that does, or she's not in Orlando, she's here. You
She
said her-
moved back?
She lives right off of 8th Street or something.
Well, how come she moved? Everything was out of Orlando we dealt with one year.
No, Laura Winchester. She did our team trophies. You guys remember the
Yeah,
team
the huge
event?
one. Even if we go first place with those.
And then maybe plaques or something. It might, it's all hand done, so it might be out of her league. But just wanted to let everyone know, trophies are open this year. Come to us with any ideas. Like Chad and Kitty just did such a great job with the acrylic stuff, the Para plastic stuff. So I don't know if you can think of anything. Do you kind of work in that area? No.
I got a table saw, I can cut anything.
Yeah. I think you're making our trophies this year. All
I have a
500.
triple blade that will cut plexiglass.
So we'll leave that open. We'll talk about that next time, but please put it on your radar. If you're out and you find someone that makes trophies, talk to them about us. And
It's either that or we will have to, because Savannah and I have run into this problem, and we just kind of approached all of us together, where we did the surfboard design, even though, and Chad had a lot of stuff donated, but we'll need to kind of click our heads together
Sarah
here.
might be able to put it
What
together.
about those tiki's were cool.
Tikis were
That
cool.
was easy.
The
They're
who?
always the tikis. Just put plates
Oh, they
on
were
it.
great, except the guy's out of business.
Well, that's
Yeah.
all
Those
Alright.
were unreal. Yeah. Also, the other thing,
It's over 100. Yeah, because it's every division. We have 27 divisions times 6.
well, to
plus
give you
all
a
of
good,
our sponsor trophies, plus all of our volunteer trophies.
to give you a good idea, when we had Phil Roberts design the trophy years ago, which Savannah has a bunch of, our trophy budget was $17,000.
Which we don't have. Our budget is
And we're up
probably
to,
more
we're up
like
to now what?
3,000.
Rex said 20 grand, don't worry about it.
More like 3.
We're a little bit less.
We spent like 2.
Did you say 20 grand's okay?
2,000 last year.
2 grand. Well, I thought I said 20.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys know if you know Scooter and the Cocoa Beach skate park stuff, but Scooter's retired from the skate park. So I asked him, what does this
Surf and
mean?
turf?
Are we doing surf and turf? And he wants to bring a half pipe out to the beach this year
And do it on the
kind
beach?
of just do it all there.
I think that'd be fun,
He
because
can,
we don't get a lot of rest the week before.
yeah,
We've
he's
done
done
it
it.
before.
He's done it Easter. So he can run the skate portion on like Saturday and Sunday, and then the guys surf on Monday. Like
If you
all
guys
week.
remember, it was underwritten by Capri Sun. They brought the giant ramp out.
Yeah.
And then we had that storm, and it moved the ramp, and we couldn't have them skate on the final day.
Well, if Scooter's willing to take this over, I will let him, run the whole contest. It'd be a cool show to add to the surfing.
And then they'd be skating the awards right in there, and we can
Right.
actually solicit sponsors the week before, although it is fun being on the skate park.
Yeah,
But
but it's another
wear and
day.
tear.
It's another full day out in the sun.
Big
It's also another place besides this venue here.
Yeah,
You know,
so we get the
it's
skate
nice
park.
to have it all
So,
in one place.
registration is open online already. I don't know if you do that. We also have a brand new website. If you guys go to the nkfsurf.com website, it looks completely different. Daniel Lanza, who's not here tonight, has volunteered his time to make us a new website. He's opened up registration. So go out there and tell people now to start registering. We've got registration forms. Everything is pretty much stayed the same division-wise. I don't know if we want to talk about adding that old guy division, like the legend.
See, old guy. Isn't that the girl? That's the girl.
I meant the one that Paul Eaton won.
I think we had it last year.
No.
It's always the women that terrorize us.
There's a division that Paul Eaton wanted that was older than.
If you give us 2 heats, fine.
Hey Phil, is the divisions pretty wide open, or is any of them taken, or is it pretty?
Oh, no, some are taken already.
Legends is
That's a good point.
Legends is 55 and up.
Alan had a good point in here. Now, some of the divisions are already taken and spoken for. What we will do, and Savannah and I will do, we will have an updated list with a check on what divisions have already sold, so
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can't promise people stuff that you can't deliver
Oh
on.
yeah, we'll put it on the website. Honestly, the only ones that have sold are the Polywog division and the Interstate Batteries, which was I think junior women. I'll double check. We'll put that on the website, but it's pretty open right now.
Okay.
Sunrise always wants men's.
Is anybody
longboard
at-
normally.
Is
Okay,
anybody
and
at
then
the Cocoa
also,
Beach office right now? Like, not
This
now,
office? I'll be
Yeah.
there tomorrow.
The mini heats are
Okay.
always Rambo.
I'll ride my
No,
scooter
that's
up there.
Polywog.
Oh, they want both of them
No, they just want Polywog.
for 2,500?
Yeah, they only want Polywogs is the novice division pushing it.
Yeah.
They like the push it.
Okay.
So there is that division. Polywogs is pushing.
Yeah, because their bill,
9 and under pushing is Polywogs, 9 and under paddling is many who need.
Yeah,
can't
they're
serve
really
and
up.
boom.
Yeah, like last year.
But that does happen. You can't be perfect. All right, and yeah, that's kind of all we have
let's
on
go
the
over,
update.
let's go over Saturday, the walk.
Okay, so we have a big event on Saturday. I hope everyone goes on the walk on Saturday. But this is kind of a big deal because we've always had a paddle out. It's kind of just been, get people out there and everything. But this has been publicized. It's in the Resident, and we have changed the name to the Rich Salad Paddle Out. And this is the inaugural year of this, so we want everyone to be out there if you can. It's definitely definitely going to be a big deal. We've got
What time?
tons. The
How
powwow
about
is at 8:30 sharp.
What time's the walk?
The walk is at 10. And if you come before 9, we'll park for free. You get to park for free in the lot. If you're there after 9, you probably won't get to park for free unless you register on the website, CocoBeachKidneyWalk.org. If you register on the website, your name will be on the list. So we really want to get as many people out to this paddle out as possible. And we've got Sweetie, all the family coming over from the West Coast.
Our family. We'd like to have as many volunteers out there as early as we are, but it just doesn't happen every year.
Yeah, we will need help setting up. Honestly, the biggest part
We're
of
into begging.
the biggest part of setup will be setting up the 10 by 10 tents. We have about 6 10 by 10
And we do
tents.
have a cart,
And we
so
have a cart.
no lighting.
Gotta be there before 6.
No, 7's fine.
Six.
Yeah.
And-
You can't get me up
What are
early
you
at
gonna
5.
sleep in?
No, every walk we do, we get there around 6:30. Mike says always 5:30.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be on military time
I'm not on any time. Yeah, so there.
Retirement.
We would really love it if you guys all came out, and it should be a.
Are we on the list?
Are we what?
Are we on the list?
Yeah, if you get there before 9.
I don't know. Are you kidding? We're there way before
Okay, you'll be
everybody
there.
starts.
Phil, I'll
What
see
time
you
does
at
registration start?
9:01.
Phil,
Was it what, Mike?
I'll see you at 9:01.
Get there before 6, it's free. So I'll
what
see you
time
at
does
6.
registration
No,
start?
but seriously, come
For
out
the
and
walk?
support the inaugural Rich Salad paddle out if
that's
you're
close
free.
to
I know
right
it's early,
before.
but it's a good way to
But
start
normally
your
quarter
Saturday.
is
Do
9:45.
the walk and take
know,
the
because
steps
they
in.
do
No, but what time does it open?
Oh, registration
Might
opens
have-
for the walk at
8:30.
8:30?
The
Okay.
registration opens
That's
from
what I'm saying.
8:30 to
Try to get
10.
everybody in before 8:30.
Congressman Bill Posey, Senator Goodson.
There's two of them.
There's a senator and another
Yeah.
representative.
One is the girl who did some lobbying on the
Right.
medication issue
And
here.
it is officially Living Kidney Donor Day. So what we're really lobbying for is to protect living kidney donors, because right now if you donate a kidney, like your time off that you have to take, people get fired from their jobs all the time. So this is going to be just one step closer to protecting living donors, and it's kind of what Bill Hahn has worked really hard to make this a big thing in Florida. So having some senators out there and Congressman Bill Posey.
Yeah, and one of our big issues in here, luckily that we've had a philanthropic family in here. It's called the Hawthorne Fund, and we lost Jessica due to
You should know about it.
we lost her due to running out of money after 3 years. And so, if you want to expand on that, this is a really good.
We were given a very big gift, a very, very big gift,
Yeah.
and it's going to last us a long time. And it's been restricted to giving money to patients who are not able to pay. Right now, we're just paying their copay
After 3 years.
for their immunosuppressant drugs. So they have to apply just like they do for our direct aid program. But right now, it's the need is we're still getting the word out there, and the need has not really shown yet. So that's another thing, as volunteers, you can say that we do as a program is we fund transplant patients who've gotten the transplant that need to pay for their immunosuppressant drugs to keep the transplant, which if you all know anything about transplant, that's one of the most important things is to make sure you're compliant and taking that medicine or your body will reject the kidney. So we do have a lot of money to give out to these people, and we're hoping to get the word out there and hoping to get more applications.
And we'll hear from Posey on the legislation, the current stuff, because it's being in here. But the crazy part about it is after 3 years, the government would rather pay for you being dialyzed at $70,000, $80,000 a year than being transplanted and having medications.
The
And
math just
once you're cut
doesn't
off,
add
you're
up.
cut off. Now that's the legislation that we'll be hearing more about
Right.
on Saturday, and we have a big part of that.
It would cost
thanks
the
to this
government a
fund.
lot less to pay for transplant than it would to pay for dialysis.
A lot cheaper to be transplanted.
Right. And a lot better for everyone that we know who's had kidney disease. So.
That makes too much sense. Never pass.
Exactly. Right?
Makes too much sense.
Bad math.
Hey, so this big grant, this Hawthorne grant, this kidney donation,
The one thing
that's
that's
that?
responsible
To earn money on it, then you have to
But even the investments.
save from that. Okay.
We're micromanaging on this.
So far, we have.
Oh yeah, everyone that's applied has gotten it.
Very nice.
No, this will last a really long time if it's going the way it is. So we'll reevaluate, you know, where the need is, but the way it was written to us is extremely restricted into just that.
So this will be the first night. We would like to thank Kevin for tonight, and especially for tomorrow night that hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah.
Yay,
For our fabulous meeting spot. Oh, that was all for you.
Charlie grilling the burgers. We got smogged out.
So the next meeting we'll have is June 15th. Hopefully we'll get, you know, a little more engagement from all the volunteers. This was kind of an early one, but we wanted to start early, get you all thinking about it. And it's great because I've signed back on our wonderful parking attendant, Claudia.
Thank God.
Our wonderful volunteer coordinator, Pam. Our wonderful t-shirt coordinator, Valerie. Our wonderful do whatever you need. And all of our scaffolding builders. And I will talk to, I'll call them tomorrow about the extra help. But
There's Dave.
but I mean,
Good job, Dave.
I'm gonna stop there. I got more to do.
We'll have.
Just get started, Phil. Just get started.
Dave, you have a choice, you know, either some really good beers and some really thick beer strips, or both.
Savannah, where that press when you go talk to the sheriff prisoners?
No, Mikey.
Kevin said it first. Kevin said it first. I just verbalized it.
The wheel of fugitive. Tell him we'll let him
Oh,
know.
okay.
See one out there. Let him make the national news. Once a week he does this wheel like Wheel of Fortune on the draw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they spotlight. Whoever they spotlight is who they're going after that week.
Oh,
And
that's
they
so
plot
funny.
somebody.
Well, actually, I do have a connection
Social
there.
show.
Oh,
And
and
she
she
having
In jail?
Can Will, he had his guests in there. He usually. No, actually,
But,
he got it.
I haven't heard anything. Yeah.
His older brother and the girl I went to school with.
No way.
Yeah. He has the guy that he pulls over in the commercial all the time. There you go. Boniface hires. That's the older brother. Girl I know.
Now, who did you talk about there? Was it Lindsay? What, Lindsay? Yeah. All right, you know,